Okay, let's create my character. Just gonna go with the usual. Priest, yes. Skin color, face. They fucked up the faces, so only one of these looks good. Man, I honestly loved my priest's face from BC. They had this really cute one that looked really friendly, and they destroyed it. It made me so sad. I will provide a screenshot of young Alessandra when she was beautiful. Now she is only mediocre. This is like a brownish blonde to me. I don't care about piercings. Fuck piercings. Alrighty, turning off all add-ons. Oh, there's no add-ons. Okay, great. Let's see. Okay. Oh god. Yeah, I haven't played in forever. Oh man. I also totally forgot that playing WoW Alpha is basically questing. And that is not very fun. Fuck. Alright, I will set up these goddamn key bindings. If I can remember my key bindings, I should be able to. 2, 3. Shadow or Death is back? Oh, we've always had Shadow or Death. Void Eruption is 4. Q. 5. Silence is Control S. This. E. Milo. I actually can't believe we got Leap of Faith back. What the hell do I bind that to? I will figure that out later. Sorry about the sound. Talking to my friend about a game I just played in Dota. Purified Disease. So, some of the... Oh, wow, we got Fortitude back? What is this? I'm surprised. Mass Dispel is actually my one button. I don't know why, because, you know, that's not a spell you cast very often, so... Ugh, fuck it, I'm not gonna bind those. Maybe I'll just see what killing mobs is like if I end up doing a quest like that. Right now... Oh! Oh, I hate that. The camera automatically... Camera... Never adjust camera. Oh, that's what it was. God, I was like, what the heck is controlling my thing? Oh, right. Oh! Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I didn't pick any yet. Wow! I probably wasn't paying attention to any changes in the game. So I'm really surprised at this tier. I feel like this might be better just because it's a bonus you always get. This is crap as usual. Body and soul for life. What? I don't like this. That feels so pointless. That means this means that you put Vampiric Touch on all your targets, get enough insanity to get into void form, and then it applies the Shadow or Pain. I think that's just way too slow. This is probably always the default, I would imagine. This might be convenient for questing, maybe. Saves you time from dotting both. This feels more like a boss fight thing to me. So maybe I'll take Misery. You guys know how much I love my Misery from dungeons. Mind Bomb. Mind Bomb. Oh, I have to spec into Death. I'm gonna try Death, actually. I feel like something like this is kind of weird to have when questing, perhaps. This feels like more useful to, you know, finish them off faster. I think this is going to be useless when questing because there's going to be downtime between you and finding mobs in the area to kill. So this will probably fade by the time you go on to the next mob. I would probably take Mindbender just because it's going to be up very often for you to use while questing. This tier is kind of weird though, because I just think about when you're questing, things die generally pretty fast, so you might be using this on like easy mobs, but Legacy for sure. Okay, let's see how these go. Alright, I have Misery, so... Oh. Auto loot. Auto loot, always. This is interesting right here. Oh, I'm dying. But, that's actually super helpful. Because one of my complaints has always been... Oh, this guy's actually hitting kind of hard. Interesting. They also ask you constantly about whether you have bugs or not. I guess I'll be a good tester that submits feedback. I think in the past when I've gotten into a beta, I wouldn't do anything. I would just play. So I will try to be a good alpha tester. Oh, I've been forgetting to stun also. I need to get used to this game again. Alright, so yeah, I kind of completely forgot that alpha is essentially testing questing, and I am so bored of questing, so it was interesting to see the talent tree because I have not been following WoW updates at all. I didn't realize we were getting buffs back. I didn't realize Shadow Priest got Leap of Faith again. So those are all kind of really exciting. I did like buffs way back then. In arenas, you used to be able to have 2 buffs if you use different levels. So I would get like the spirit buff, and then I would cast a lower rank spirit buff, and you would have 2 for like Dispel Fodder. Wow, they changed Void Torrent. Yeah, I would assume that you would use it in the same way. I'm not sure though. I really, like in the expansion, I actually really enjoyed getting into Insanity. I mean, I really enjoyed getting into Void Form at 60 compared to 100. Like, you just really get used to that, right? So whenever you switched out of it, it would feel like it'd take forever. And if Shadow Priest playstyle ends up being the same, I don't really think your damage can be competitive if you have to wait to get to 100 before you're online in dungeons. So this, I mean, interestingly, 45-second cooldown. I don't remember what Void Torrent cooldown was with all the cooldown reductions from the artifact shit, but I know it was, I think it was slightly less than a minute. I believe it was a minute base. It would be kind of interesting to pick Power Infusion, but I don't think you would take that over Mindbender, because Mindbender is just so good to prolong Void Form, but having it on the same tier as this actually really sucks. But at the same time, if we're getting into Void Form with 60 Insanity, I think it might not be that terrible to take this over this. I, to be honest, I am most likely going to wait for those How To Priest people to help me determine what the best talent tree is, because they crunch the numbers, they do all of that mathematical stuff. What they end up coming up with is really solid in terms of, having the proof and the numbers to back it up, instead of people who kind of just theory craft and kind of go by their thinking process and logic rather than the numbers. So that's why I honestly let How To Priest do all the work for me, and then I'll just copy them later, right? Because like there are a lot of tiers here that can be very interesting to pick. Like this first tier, I know that people probably will never pick Shadowy Insight very often in a competitive way. I don't think so, because this looks kind of legit. Well, I could maybe see this one being the default, because I don't know, just having it be passive is nice, right? Constant benefit. You never lose it. Alright, that's probably all the alpha I'm going to play tonight, because I'm not really in a questing mood and I just played Dota earlier. So, yeah, and I guess if anybody wants to ask me to try out other things or maybe look at another class, just let me know and I will give it a shot.